We welcome you back to Showbiz Tonight. I'm Brooke Anderson in Hollywood with A.J. Hammer in New York. Tonight, Brooke Shields' shocking suicide confession, admitting she once considered killing herself. Showbiz Tonight learned today that Brooke considered ending her life after giving birth to her first daughter. You will hear her in her own words. More breaking news just in today about the man who tried to blackmail Cindy Crawford with a revealing photo of their then 7-year-old daughter bound and gagged. Is Cindy's nightmare really over? Also, just in today, a big-time U.S. congressman is saying Carrie Prejean has what it takes to be a politician, despite that nasty sex tape situation. Joining me tonight in Hollywood is Leslie Marshall, the host of the Leslie Marshall Radio Show. Also tonight in Hollywood, Carlos Diaz, who is a correspondent for Extra. Leslie, Carlos, I want to begin with Brooke Shields. She got an advocacy award for her work on behalf of depression awareness, and in her acceptance speech talked about what happened 6 years ago after giving birth to her first daughter. I finally had a healthy, beautiful baby girl, and I couldn't look at her. I couldn't hold her, and I couldn't sing to her, and I couldn't smile at her. All I wanted to do was disappear and die. Leslie, it took an unbelievable amount of courage to reveal this. I can only imagine that this is really going to help others who have been in similar situations.
Oh, absolutely. Brooke, it's funny, you and I were just talking about motherhood in the makeup room and how much we love it. I didn't suffer from postpartum, but so many women do. And those of us who don't, and especially men can't, don't understand. But for the women that have suffered from this or did feel the exact same way, they know now they're not alone. They have not only a role model, but somebody that's willing to speak out about it. And the first month after having a child for me was very tough, even without postpartum depression. So I think it's great, courageous, and admirable that Brooke spoke so candidly about this.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. The first month is hard. Those hormonal fluctuations are no joke. It is very real what Brooke went through, and what was really chilling is that Brooke is also revealing that she stopped taking depression medication and said this: "That was the week I almost did not resist driving my car straight into a wall on the side of the freeway. My baby was in the back seat, and that even pissed me off because I thought she's even ruining this for me. I just wanted to drive into the wall, and my friend stayed on the phone with me and made me safely get home." Carlos, we've heard a lot about Brooke's depression. Were you as taken aback as I was about how serious this actually got for her? She was close.
It's unbelievable to hear these words, and I think the greatest quote that was just said was that men don't understand this, and we don't. I mean, we don't understand that, and when somebody has the courage to come forth and to admit things like that, not only will that help women come forward with their own stories, but it might help men realize that this is a very, very serious issue that affects a lot of different women.
Yeah, it was very brave of her to talk about this, and hopefully it will just show women that it does happen, and it is okay to get help. Good for Brooke Shields. Okay, this also just in today, the German man suspected of trying to extort $100,000 from Cindy Crawford has just surrendered. This is the guy who police say tried to blackmail Cindy and her husband with a photo of their then 7-year-old daughter in revealing clothes and bound and gagged. 26-year-old Edis Kailar walked into a police station in Germany and gave himself up. And I would have to think that Cindy is really relieved about this tonight. And hey, AJ, there's also more news just in today about Carrie Prejean.
Yes, and thank goodness for that, Brooke. A big-time U.S. congressman says Carrie Prejean has what it takes to run for office, even after that leaked sex tape. Republican Utah Congressman Jason Chaffetz says that Carrie may be a political contender. Carlos Diaz and Leslie, I want you to listen to what this Congressman Chaffetz, told TMZ about the disgraced beauty queen. He says this: Carrie has the ability to draw crowds, and if she has a strong message to go with that, who knows what she can do? She has star power, which can open doors. Leslie, do you agree with the Congressman that she's got the right stuff to make it in politics? I mean, how does the idea of President Prejean sound to you? Nice alliteration.
I'm getting a little ill just hearing this. I mean, you know, if our political races are becoming just popularity contests or beauty contests, I mean, the congressman did talk about it being a long stretch between the vice presidency and the White House and winning a beauty pageant for Donald Trump. Yeah, she's a pretty girl and her name is known, but she has no experience. And I think we're all experiencing in some places in this country what politicians who lack experience can result in on a state or federal level. So this is absolutely absolutely ridiculous. Those who are popular and beautiful shouldn't be running for office. They should be somebody who has a political background behind them.
I think it was a pretty goofy thing to say. And you got to wonder, what about the little sex tape situation? You know, that solo sex tape that Kerry admits that she made? Well, here's what Congressman Chaffetz says about that. We've all made mistakes when we were 17. The sex tape is going to be an impediment, but people are excited about her convictions and her beliefs. A sex tape, an impediment? Are you kidding me, Carlos? Do you approve this message?
Well, I do say that Carrie Prejean's tapes are much more interesting than Nixon's tapes. Although Watergate, Prejean-gate, two different things, two very different things, and I'm going to be quiet now.
Carlos, stranger things have happened. We've been at this a long time and we've seen the weirdest of the weird. Leslie, let me ask you this. Can you possibly see this now? I've come up with an idea for a platform that perhaps Carrie Prejean could run on. I made my notes here. How about the anti-opposite marriage and pro-sex tape video reform platform? How do you like that?
How about I had breast implants and I'm asked to give them back platform? And Carlos, did you do a sex tape at 17? I know I didn't. So that, we were all crazy at 17, but we didn't all do sex tapes, especially sex tapes alone. But AJ, I think this is exactly what we're proving America would do, which is laugh at this. Except for some extremely anti-gay groups in America that would latch on, I don't think she has a chance at all now, unless she were to go into politics in the future.
And I've always disagreed with the idea that any publicity is good publicity. Leslie, Marshall, Carlos Diaz, thank you.
Tonight, a big update in the Sarah Jessica Parker surrogate snooping case. Police are on trial. Police for allegedly plotting to break into the house of the woman who carried twins for SJP and her hubby, Matthew Broderick. And what a development tonight was one of these cops was going to sell the woman's ultrasound.
Time now for the Showbiz News Ticker. More stories from the Showbiz Tonight newsroom making news right now. This is Showbiz Tonight on HLN, and keep on watching the bottom of your screen right now for more non-stop, compelling, and provocative news from Showbiz Tonight.